What's going on? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. GNX Army Vet here with a video coming from YouTube, and it is covering the meeting that Pete Hegseth had today with all the generals in the military and admirals. He's going to cover some stuff that a lot of people are going to find controversial, but I think it's an excellent idea and getting back to the Army used to be, well, the military as a whole used to be. You know, I came in 1997 and the standards were extremely high. I remember being a 19-year-old in the military. For me to max out my 2-mile run, I had to run 11 minutes and 20 something seconds for me to max out. I never been able to max my test during that time, but I came in a close second around, 12 minutes and 45 seconds. Still, that was pretty fast time back then. Nowadays, you got an eternity, especially as an 18-year-old coming to the military, an eternity to run the 2 miles. And the standards are so low right now. It's pathetic. But without further ado, let's get into this video.
Please take your seats. It's tiring to look out at combat formations, or really any formation, and see fat troops. Likewise, it's completely unacceptable to see fat generals and admirals in the halls of the Pentagon and leading commands around the country and the world. It's a bad look. It is bad, and it's not who we are.
Right out the gate. As far as being a fat soldiers can't run like slimmer, more in shape shoulders. Fat soldiers end up becoming liabilities because on the battlefield, if you're fat, you're overweight, you can't keep up with everybody else. You're going to get yourself killed or somebody else killed. But then fat soldiers weigh a lot more. That means a soldier they have to be able to pull you out on the excess weight across the battlefield to get you out of harm's way. Specifically for males, we're more likely to be able to pull somebody fat versus a female. Because if females are able to, pull their weight, they got to be able to pull the weight of a male too, because it's both men and women in the military on the battlefield.
So whether you're an airborne ranger or a chairborne ranger, a brand new private or a 4-star general, you need to meet the height and weight standards and pass your PT test. And that's why today at my direction, the era of unprofessional appearance is over. No more beardos. The era of rampant and ridiculous shaving profiles is done.
Mm-hmm. Good.
Simply put, if you do not meet the male level physical standards for combat positions,
get the fuck out.
Cannot pass a PT test, or don't want to shave and look professional, it's time for a new position.
Also, another thing, when I was in the military, like I said, from 97 to 2017, never grew my beard out, never had a shaving profile, never needed one. I followed the standards. I did what worked for me to keep me from getting razor bumps. A lot of people can do the same thing, but they choose to, some do, they abuse the system so they can grow a beard out. They may get like one little bump. Oh, I'll break out. They grow an entire beard just because of one bump. Or try different methods. A lot of people, they try to milk, get over on the system so they can look cool. But like you said, they're done with that shit. It doesn't matter what your rank is. If you can't shave because you get, the pseudolicas, whatever the shit's called, where you get razor bumps, you said you can go to another profession in the military or you can get the fuck out. Because it's a bad look. It's always been a bad look.
Or a new profession. But when it comes to any job that requires physical power to perform in combat, those physical standards must be high and gender neutral. If women can make it, excellent.
Most won't.
If not, it is what it is. If that means no women qualify for some combat jobs, so be it.
Oh, well, that's another thing. I've deployed to combat numerous times. And when my truck got blown up, the whole front end got blown off my truck. We have to be able to get out, dismount the vehicle. If anybody's injured, we got to be able to move stuff around at a moment's notice quickly, because while you get blown up, you're still under fire. You got to be able to move out. Females, they are by and large weaker than a regular male soldier. It's a biological fact. And people want to argue that, well, I know this one female. They always want to point out the exceptions, but that doesn't make the rule. Because by and large, men are going to be the ones in combat. Plain and simple. So you got to be able to pull your weight. Would you rather have, old Sergeant Johnson able to bench press 355 or buck 20 female soldier who can barely do 20, 30 push-ups to pull you out of harm's way if you come under fire? That's self-explanatory.
That is not the intent, but it could be the result. So be it. I'm issuing new policies that will overhaul the IG, EO, and MEO processes. I call it the no more walking on eggshells policy.
No being a crybaby.
We are liberating commanders and NCOs. We are liberating you.
That means no going and tell somebody just because you get called a name or NCO, he said a cuss word at me. I don't like what he said. My feelings are hurt. No more of that bullshit. They going back to reach out and touch you just like it was when I initially came in. That's a good thing because the Army's looking pretty weak right now. Well, the military as a whole looks pretty weak right now, especially to those hungry ass soldiers on the other side of the world. They hungry. They waiting to fight. You know, we got this, we got the equipment, but our soldiers, a lot of our soldiers aren't up to the task to actually compete in physicality when it comes to the battlefield. He's trying to rectify that.
We are overhauling an inspector general process, the IG, that has been weaponized, putting complainers, ideologues, and poor performers in the driver's seat. We're doing the same with the equal opportunity and military equal opportunity policies, the EO and MEO at our department. No more frivolous complaints, no more anonymous complaints, no more repeat complainants, no more smearing reputations, no more endless waiting, no more legal limbo, no more sidetracking careers, no more walking on eggshells.
Oh, I didn't get promoted because he doesn't like the way my hair is, or he doesn't like that I have my fingernails painted, or he doesn't like because I identify as a toolbox instead of as a soldier. That shit's going out the window. I'm glad that Pete Hegseth is doing all these changes. The military is going to be strong again. Make the military strong again. That's what we need because, like I said, the military is looking pretty damn weak right now.
At the War Department, promotions across the Joint Force will be based on one thing.
Merit.
Merit.
Bam!
Colorblind, gender-neutral, merit-based. The entire promotion process, including evaluations of warfighting capabilities, is being thoroughly re-examined.
No more DEI
We've already
bullshit.
done a lot in this area, but more changes are coming soon. I have fired a number of senior officers since taking over.
All this DEI shit. Y'all know, a lot of people are going to probably say something in the comments. You can't say that. You're being insensitive. It's the fucking military. You go to war. Your life is literally in jeopardy if you have to deal with somebody who identifies as a tent peg or a guy that thinks he can be a fucking girl or a girl that thinks I could do everything a man could do. No, the fuck you can't, especially in the military. I've worked with females in the military for 20 years. I'm not saying that there aren't some that can do that have certain capabilities that can do certain jobs in the military. But as far as being a combat soldier, combat arms, which I was, they just can't hack it. It's a proven fucking fact. You can complain. You can make you complain to the video. You can call me whatever names. But I know from experience. Trust me. I know from experience.
The previous chairman, other members of the Joint Chiefs, combatant commanders, and other commanders. The rationale for me has been straightforward. It's nearly impossible to change a culture with the same people who helped create or even benefited from that culture.
Cut them out the root.
Even if that culture was created by a previous president and previous secretary. My approach has been simple. When in doubt, assess the situation, follow your gut,
and get them the fuck out.
And if it's the best for the military, make a change.
Mm-hmm.
We all serve at the pleasure
of the president. Exactly.
Every single day. We are preparing every day. We have to be prepared for war, not for.
It's crazy too because people are going to hate on him, but he was in the military as well. He knows the job. Same as freaking Vance, the vice president. He was in the military as well. But they know the job. They know the requirements. They've been to combat. So they can't just say, or people, whine, complain, bitch and moan that, well, he can't say that because, this is a kinder, gentler army. I remember hearing that when I came in. I heard it all up until the day I retired. The army is just weak. The whole don't ask, don't tell. Then they repealed the don't ask, don't tell. And let anybody in. Then there's the whole transgender sensitivity training thing that was starting up when I got out. I heard about that too. And all the people that were still in, I know, they just said, man, Jay, I just can't wait to get out. The Army is just going so far downhill. We've lost sight of what's the bigger picture here. And like I said, speaking from experience, we know what it takes to be in the military, to win and fight the nation's wars.
For defense. We're training warriors, not defenders. We fight wars to win, not to defend. Defense is something you do all the time. It's inherently reactionary and can lead to overuse, overreach, and mission creep. War is something you do sparingly, on our own terms, and with clear aims. We fight to win.
Mm-hmm.
Well, today is another Liberation Day. The liberation of America's warriors, in name, in deed, and in authorities. You kill people and break things for a living.
Yep.
You are not politically correct and don't necessarily belong always in polite society. President Trump has your back, and so do I.
About damn time. We didn't have that when I was in. You know, I came in when fucking Bill Clinton was still in office. Then I went to Bush, Baby Bush, and Obama, and the last bit of Trump. Well, the beginning of Trump. And like I said, when we got to Obama's era, it was like an 08. I was stationed in Korea at the beginning of his term. Just seeing how things were over there, everything was so laxed. People weren't worried about nothing, but we had the threat, a couple, 100, not even 100, probably like 100 clicks ahead of us. Right there, fucking North Korea, it was right there, at the DMZ, Area 1. And people don't understand how close we are at war with them all the time. And the way things are going now, it's good that he's in the office, he's getting shit right. Thank God, because the military, like I said, we're in a bad way. All branches.
And you'll hear from him shortly. Move out and draw fire. Because we
Pop Smoke did him
are
out.
the War Department. Godspeed.
Room! Attention!
Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Changes are coming in the military now. Because like you said, he's seen fat generals in the Joint Chiefs of Staff office. So a lot of people are going to be butthurt walking around as far as like generals and stuff. So I'm thinking that a lot of generals are going to, get out because they're not going to want to lose the weight. So it's got to light some type of fire up under your ass to want to do better, especially in the military. A lot of these people, they stay in, they just ride the desk, they ride their time. Oh, I got 30 years, I got 35 years in the military. It's time to get out now. I saved up enough money. Back in the day, you couldn't make the standards, they kick you the fuck out of the Army. Failure to meet the needs of the Army. Failure to adapt to the military. They going back to the old ways. Congratulations. But let me know your thoughts in the comment down below. I like to read people's comments, especially stuff like this. Those who've been in the military that know what I'm talking about as far as keeping the standards. It doesn't matter what your branch is, because we have to maintain high standards through all branches, because it's literally life or death. And that's the need for having such high standards. You don't want somebody who's barely making it, that's possibly going to have to try to save your life if the time comes. That's not the situation you want to be in. Anyway, like I said, like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I'll catch you next video. Peace.